And as you see, it's a home. And here we are in Canada, and we live in the host family where somebody of us has their own home. And here, today in the morning, we all have breakfast, a very tasty breakfast, yeah? And we have in our bag, we have the bottle of water every day, yes, just for drink. And we can afford the Starbucks coffee, yes? Like me, for example. But can you imagine that in the world we have 7 billion people and half of them live less than $2.50 per day? And here you can read the disastrous statistic of our world. Then 70% of people are women, and they live in absolute poverty. And the topic that I want to talk you today about is the UN program, special program, and as you know, the UN, the United Nations organization, which was founded in 1945 after the Second World War, yes, which were designed to maintain peace and security in the world. And today I want to specify on the Millennium Summit, which was in September 2000. Here in the photo you can see the leaders of 149 countries, and for example the Secretary General and the President of your country and of my country, here for example. They established 8 main problems in the world that the humanity want to overcome the next 1,000 years, the next century. No, the next century is 100 years, but yeah. In the next, here you can see 8 problems, and for example, reduce poverty and social exclusion, and ensure environmental sustainability, promote gender equality, partnership for development, it's like teamwork, yes, reduce child mortality, combat AIDS and tuberculosis, and improve material health. Okay. And today, I want to highlight, on my opinion, 3 most important topics. It's the problem number 1, eradicate extreme poverty and hunger, reduce child mortality, number 4, and number 7, ensure environmental sustainability. And to begin with, here you can see, well, 1, eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. As you see, as you know, we have Africa, yes, and people in Africa, and there are a lot of poor countries, and for example, more than 90 million children under age 5 are still undernourished and underweight, so they don't have food. Simple. And at global level, more than 800 million people are still living in extreme poverty, as you can see here. And this photo was taken somewhere in India. And as we know, India is one of the biggest developing countries now in the world. And globally, 300 million workers live below the 100.25 cents a day in 2015. So it's previous year. But it's impossible because we spend more than $1 for sure every day. Here on this map, you can see 2 different colors. And for example, red color, it's the population which lives less than $2 per day. And the different color, like here, it's the population, it's extreme poor population, which lives less than $1 per day. So you can see, of course, it's only 2006 year, but I wanted to show you the disastrous statistics. Of course, now we have more countries and more people. So yes, it's spreading very rapidly. And the targets of the United Nations organization are achieve full and productive employment and decent work for all, including women and young people, because women are the human rights for women are always violated somewhere in the countries, and they are not respectful. And the second one, half between 1919 and 2016, the proportion of people who suffer from hunger. So, of course, it's one of the important goals now. And here you can see the Secretary General of the United Nations Organization now, this year, Ban Ki-moon. And here you can see the sign End Poverty. So he's one of the leaders of this program. And the goal number 4 is reduce child mortality. So children, they are our future, but they suffering from hunger, they don't have education, and they don't have a shelter under their head. And here, children in rural areas are about 2 times more likely to die before their 5th birthday at those in urban areas. So as you can see, they live maybe somewhere, not in the tribes, but in small villages. Yes, and sometimes they don't have the accommodations and for conditions for living, of course. And here, every day in 2015, so previous year, 16,000 children under 5 died mostly from preventable causes. Yes, and the other one, Sub-Saharan Africa has the world's highest child mortality rate. So again, you can see disastrous conditions. Yes, the garbage is everywhere. They don't have water, clothes, and yeah, I can't say more. And here, it was the statistics in 2013, but still we understand that it's progressing. And I want to specify on child mortality rate under 5 years. As you can see, almost 50 children out of 100 died before 5 years birthday. Yes, and the target is only one target, but very simple target. Reduce by 2/3 the under 5 mortality rate. So, and we go, and here you can see again Ban Ki-moon, and this woman, she is from South Africa, and she is the leader of Organization for Children, which provides education, which supply with material and with clothes children who living in the world, in the Africa especially. And she is the founder of this program and of this organization. And the goal number 7, ensure environmental sustainability. So we were discussed environment and pollution and the human being activity. So here you can see the pipes, yes, and the rubbish, and which is everywhere. And for example, forests are a safety net, of course, for animals, for birds, yes, and for some people, but they continue to disappear at an alarming rate. Yes, as you can see here is the special factory for cutting the forest. Between 1990 and 2015, global emissions of carbon dioxide increased by over 50%. And if you look outside, we can see the pipes, or we can see special air conditioning, yes, and this carbon dioxide is producing every day more and more. And here on this diagram, you can see 2.3 billion people gained access to clean drinking water since 1990. Yes, and of course let's step up and take an action. And 2.5 billion people don't have basic sanitation, such as toilets or latrines, but we have it everywhere, of course. Here, this the other map, percentage of population with access to improved water sources. So as you can see, the whole developed world, yes, it's Canada, Russia, Europe, Brazil, the United States of America, Australia, China, we all have access to water, but we have these territories and this region especially, yes. And for example, here they are white. So they don't have water. But water is essential for our life. It's one of the main products which we take every day. And targets of this program are integrate the principles of sustainable development into society and country policies and programs, and achieve by 2020 a significant improvement in the lives of at least 100 million slum dwellers. And here you can see a famous Hollywood actor, I guess Leonardo DiCaprio, everybody knows him, and he is one of the leader of the environmental protection organization, and he has a foundation, and and also in the social networks you can see a lot of accounts where he provides people with information about different regions and different, for example, forests or rivers and human being activity too. So as you can see, Pan Ki-moon is everywhere. So he is aware of our problems in the world. And to finish up, I want to remind you that we have discussed the problem number 1. Yes, and here you can see the diagram or about the poverty, for example, poverty gap ratio. Yes, and these are the rich people and poor people. And we have a very big gap. We don't have something in the middle. We have extreme rich and people who are individualists and they want something for them and their families, and poor people who just simply don't have water, as we were discussed. And reduced child mortality, it was our second issue. And number 7, ensure environmental sustainability. Yes. And here I want to finish my presentation with a very, I think, powerful quote of Pan Ki-moon, the UN Secretary General. We are the first generation that can put an end to poverty, and we are the last generation that can put an end to climate change. So we have something to think about. And that's it. Thank you for your attention.